Hey everybody, welcome back to the second podcast in the Ecology series, and today we're going to be talking about the chemistry of water. Chemistry of H2O. This is the second podcast in the Ecology series, and we're going to talk about water specifically because water is extremely important in the environment and in the ecology of the planet. And so we're going to be looking at this water molecule, this is water, and some of the properties that it has and how that can eventually be applied to life on the planet. And so when we're talking about water, everything is made of atoms. Everything is made of atoms. Okay, and that includes water. And water's two atoms. It has two different atoms. We have a very large red one and then two smaller gray ones. So we have three total, but there's two types. There is one oxygen, and that is the red one. So this is oxygen. And then we have two hydrogen. So this is a hydrogen, and this is a hydrogen, and that's what gives us the H2O. So two hydrogens and one oxygen give us a water molecule. And there are some certain properties that this has that give life the chance to succeed on planet Earth. So when we're looking at water, the first thing that you need to know about water is that it is polar. And when I say polar, I mean it has a positive and negative end. It's like a little magnet. The hydrogen is the positive end, and the oxygen is negative. So what that means is that when these water molecules are lining up, let me scoot down here, so if we have a large oxygen and two small hydrogens, they're going to be lining up in that direction. So this is the negative side and this is the positive side. That means the negative and the positive are going to continue to line up, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. And that's very important because that gives water its next property, which it is cohesive. Cohesive means it sticks to itself. So if there are two water molecules near each other, they will stick to each other. They will help pull each other along. And so when we get into talking about plants and animals and your blood even, we're going to see how the cohesiveness of water allows things to flow through very small spaces. Water is not only cohesive, it is adhesive. So if cohesive means it sticks to itself, adhesive means it sticks to other things. I'm having trouble writing this morning. It sticks to other things. And we know water sticks to other things, like when you're washing your hands, you have water left over on your hands. The water is sticking to your skin because of this polar nature. So we're going to be looking back to the polarity of water a lot through the unit. So water is polar, which also makes it cohesive and adhesive at the same time. So again, polar means there is a positive side and a negative side. The hydrogen is the positive end down here, and the oxygen is the negative up here. So water is going to line. So if we're looking at it, if it were facing the other direction, so if we have two smalls, this is minus plus, it's going to line up the same way with the two smaller hydrogens and the larger oxygen facing away from it. So it goes both directions. So water is polar, it is cohesive, and it is adhesive, and that allows for a lot of the life properties that we see to actually work. Water also has no nutritional value. No nutritional value in itself, but it carries a lot of nutrients we need. So we don't necessarily get nutrition from water, but you do know that if you go a day or two without drinking anything, you're very dehydrated and you start to feel very sick. Water is essential to life. It does keep your body going because it carries all those extra nutrients that your body needs. There is a lot of water in your blood. You're like 60% water, so there's a lot of things that the water does for you that is absolutely necessary for life. And that's one thing that makes the planet unique. We have the ability to have liquid water here, and that's not something that we can find very frequently in the universe. And so we can see just from these three things why it is so important. So that's just a quick overview of water, and let me know if you have questions.